Hell no. The hell you doing, man? God damn it. A little mic check. Little mic check. Boy, what in the hell? What in the hell you doing, boy? Let me back up in this bitch. All right, yo. I'm at the point where I don't give a shit. I don't care how much money I make. I don't. Every day my main focus is how much money I'm gonna make. Can I make $1,000 a day for once? Can I get to $1,000 a day, please? Hell. Dude, you're swerving in front of my lane. Usually I beep the horn, whatever. I'll just tap your bumper with my bumper, just to give you a little tap to make sure you are paying attention. It is nonstop, foggy, super mist rain right now. This is in the northeast of Connecticut. Actually, the whole state, all the way to New Jersey, all the way up to Massachusetts and Rhode Island, and probably further, is having the same kind of precipitation. It's just, it's not even like real rain, it seems like. It seems like it's this misty type of rain that's annoying. It's like a big thick chemical cloud of some sorts. And I'm sorry, Algo, for using the word chemical. Maybe I should stop that, because I'll be punished by the algorithm. But as you can see, it makes everything super gray. Everything is super gray. And, you know, it's like foggy rain. It's very hard to explain. But if you can look out my window, you can see how gray it is. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. This camera that I have right now, it doesn't... If there's motion, if it detects motion somewhere, it focuses in on the motion and blurs me out. So it's not a smart camera. But, I mean, you get an idea of what we're working with here. It's misty rain, bro. It is absolutely, positively disgusting. It's that kind of rain where it feels like it's hard to breathe. Like, you're not really getting too much oxygen because it's so much humidity. Do you notice that when the sky is blue, it feels like you can breathe better? But when the sky is gray or checkerboarded, and the checkerboard in the sky disperses into thick gray, whitish. There's a book called Under a White Sky, by the way. Check it out. The breathing, like you can't breathe the same. Do you notice that? You notice that when the weather? How do I speak in code? I'm gonna have to start trying to figure this out here. There's a lot of content creators actually that speak in code. They make up their own words so they don't, you know, speak in their own words so they don't get banner ads under their videos. And because certain organizations that I won't name will put warning labels and banner ads of all kinds, and they suppress the reach on people's videos. When there's a lot of people who want to see certain content, but that content will get suppressed because there's an agenda to not spread awareness on a certain topic. So instead of giving the people what they want to hear or should need to know, what they rather do is suppress it so nobody can see it. It's quite diabolical if you ask me. But at the end of the day, I don't like this kind of precipitation. This is like the past 2 years. Now, there's been some years where I didn't live in Connecticut for the winter. But these past 2 years especially, these have been the coldest May that I've ever seen in my life. The end of May is my birthday. So around my birthday, it's usually like 80 degrees outside. 75, 80 degrees in Connecticut. These past 2 times around my birthday, it has been like this. Cold and rainy. 60s. It's going to get down to the 40s tonight. As a matter of fact, all week is going to be like that. For the next 10 days, the 10-day forecast is going to get into the 40s almost every night. What's causing it? Global warming? Is global warming causing it? Primate charming, as Matt would say. Global charming and primate change? Is that what it is? Oh, let's talk about Ray J getting knocked out instead. Let's talk about Ray J getting knocked out in that boxing match. Isn't that more interesting? An overweight R&B singer that can't take a punch? That's more interesting? Wow. Okay. Sure. It's more interesting, yeah. Yeah. It's more important, right? Yeah, more important. You betcha. You betcha.
And the good news is proof isn't a personality trait. You can't be born with it or not.
Shove it down. All right, look, when you record content, when you look back at it, it's going to be cringe if it's boring, and it's going to be cringe if it's repulsive or exciting, not boring, but over the top and expressive and opinionated. You know, no matter what, it's going to be fucking cringe to you. It's not going to be cringe to everybody else, but it's going to be cringe to you because there's this thing when you see your own self on video camera, you don't like it. You know, like the first time you heard how you sound on a recording, you're like, that's what I sound like? Oh my God. People don't like the way they sound when they first hear themselves. Do you remember the first time you heard yourself on a video recording? It's similar to that on video. Like, you see yourself, you're like, I don't like that. That's cringe. Just because you're just not used to it, right? You're comparing it to somebody else that doesn't have, you see, I'm talking with too much body language, dude. Hey, what's up? See, people think I'm nuts in traffic. What's up, guys? You know, they think, what is this guy doing? He's picking his teeth in a camera? Oh my God. And what are people gonna think of this fugazi? They might say I'm a fugazi. They might say that I'm wrong. I'm wrong about that. Hey, I don't agree with you. You're wrong about that. That's not true. Fine. Good for you. Have your opinion. That is a beautiful thing to have your own opinion. Yes, I'm so proud of you. Have your own opinion. Make your own video. You disagree with me? Make your own video. It's a beautiful thing to make your own video and have your own polarizing opinion and shout it from the rooftops of social media. To be an individual, to have the freedom to express, have that freedom. It's a beautiful thing. Say how you feel. I encourage everybody. Do it. Say how you feel. You disagree with me? Tell them how you feel. Disagree with me. The first time in my life, these past couple of years, I had to wear winter clothes in the end of May. And I remember last year, even in June, in the beginning of June, needing to wear sweaters. What do you think that's from? I want to see the intelligence of people. When they tell you they want to block out the sun, what's the reason that they give you? The Arctic ice caps are melting and they need to lower the Earth's temperature. You believe that? You believe Pfizer too. You must believe what they say about the CO and the V. You must believe what they say about the 9 and the 11. Do I gotta speak in code? Those of you who know what I mean by this. Do you? Do you? You think climate change, which used to be branded global warming. Oh, it's so true. Wink, wink. It is so true. The climate is changing and we need to do things like block out the sun. You don't have to, but all right. You know, so since it's the first time ever that I had to wear in Connecticut, and there's been a handful of winters or years that I didn't live in the state of Connecticut, but I lived most of my years here in Connecticut, mostly. Never in history have I ever had to wear sweaters in May or in the end of May. It's not the same, bro. It's not the same sandwich that it used to be. Now, for me, it's super annoying because I know how valuable the sun is to us as human beings. The sun literally gives your body instructions to live, to thrive. When you are out in the sunshine, it activates the mitochondria in your cells. It activates your DNA, your hormones, everything gets regulated the way it's supposed to be. Human beings are made to be out in the sun, and that's why nature is such a beautiful thing. And if you're a person who wants to block out the sun for something called climate change, which used to be branded as global warming, which is not warm anymore, as you can see, I am wearing winter clothes in May. So it is not global warming anymore. We cannot brand it as global warming anymore. We really have to. So what is the solution to this? You could move somewhere that is more tropical to where you can get a little more sun, but they spray those places too. But I mean, some parts of the world, I think there's only a few remote locations where they don't spray. They're even spraying Costa Rica now. I see videos of them spraying in parts of Mexico, even though it's a lot less in Mexico. From what I see, it is nothing like it is in the US. And a lot of people that leave the United States and they come back here, they're like, wow, they really hammer you guys with that stuff. Which they don't do as much in some other particular countries. They do it to us. Why do they do it to us so much? Why in the US are they using engineering? And I don't, it's kind of like, do I want to say that? Because they will suppress the video and people that want to see this type of content won't be able to see it because they're, the guardrails and guidelines that want to stop this type of content from getting to those people. Let's just hope it doesn't do that, and for one thing, I don't like talking about this stuff in particular. I'd rather talk about uplifting, empowering things, positive things. But when something is concerning and you don't talk about it, you're not living in alignment with your values. You're ignoring something that really bothers you. And, when you get to the end of your life and you look back on the regrets, one of the regrets is that you didn't speak up when you had a chance to speak up. And so that's the reason why I talk about this so much and I'm so passionate about it, because it is a very important topic and people need to talk about it more often. We need to talk louder and we need to take it really serious. It's something that is very concerning. If you ask me about who I'm going to vote for, I'm going to tell you about how all of the candidates are a bunch of crooks and pedophiles, and I will talk about it at length, so much so to the point where you're really getting annoyed. Because most likely if you are a voter, I'm gonna call you a voter, you are bought into the system that I am totally against. And I'm really about that life, I gotta tell you. This is not a game for me. I don't partake in any of this. I don't want to partake in any of it. I actually respect the Amish. I respect tribes that live in the South American jungle. I appreciate human beings that are able to live on this planet freely without any intervention from any government. Government is mind control. It's control of the mind. You think about it, when you break down the word government, that's what it means. It means control over your mind. Governing the mind meant. It is important to understand the origin of words and where these words actually came from before definitions were changed and things like that. Like they changed the definition of herd immunity. They change definitions all the time to fit a certain narrative, and it's nauseating, actually. Educate yourself and free your mind so you don't have to be enslaved by any psychological warfare that goes on. You see, when you watch the news, you can see how much mind control goes on. And I'm glad to see a lot of people that know that it's fake and they call it out. Like, obviously it's fake. We live, like, everything is fake in this day and age. In this day and age, everybody knows it's bullshit. Hold on. I gotta tell you, I'm really glad that there's so many people that when they see events happen on the news, whatever it may be, they call it out and they know it's fake. They call that shit right out, man. Man, I get so proud. I'm so proud of I gotta tell you, when I see a fake event happen on the TV screen or on the social media screen, I get so proud of the people that call it out and tell you that it's fake. Or they call it out and they say it's obviously fake, because it obviously is, can't you tell? everything is fake, that they tell us it's fake. Okay? There is no ounce of truth anymore in any of this stuff. And we live in a time where people believe things to be fake. It's at an all-time high. Okay, this is actually not good, but it's good that people recognize the fakeness. But it's not good that everything is so damn fake that we don't believe anything anymore. Like, either it's AI and it's fake, or either it's propaganda, manufacturing consent in the media for us to, buy into whatever game plan they have. And it's just, the untrustworthiness is at an all-time high. And most people just ignore everything, and I don't blame them. And at times I want to ignore every last thing that they say. So when they come out with another virus, there is no believing you guys. You guys messed up. I just want to, on the record, you guys have dropped the ball. You could have really fooled us really good, but you guys suck. You guys suck at propaganda. You're terrible marketers. Everything that you did was so obvious. Then you backpedaled when you censored us on social media for questioning things and showing concern for what was going on. We were looking into things. You had to become an investigative journalist in 2020. You had to do it back in September 2001 as well. Well, after September 2001, if you didn't become an investigative journalist then, man, the term NPC must have been born back then. I don't know when it was born. But damn, bro, I've seen some NPCs in my life, and to be honest with you, I don't like calling other human beings NPCs, non-player characters, because I believe everybody can be a main character. But when you're so brainwashable, what do you expect? Like, does that sit well with you that you're considered an NPC, a non-player character? Does that sit well with you? Because it wouldn't sit well with me. I feel like I'm the main character in my story. I don't fit into the mold of society. You can say I'm a bit of an outcast, a black sheep. I don't follow the conventional way of doing things. I never have, and I never will. And ever since I was a little kid, I would look at things skeptically, like, not that I was a full-blown skeptic, but I would see things and I'm like, why? This is weird. Something's off with this. I was a skeptical little kid, to one degree or another. I mean, when you're a kid, you're kind of naive and gullible about things naturally because you're just a little kid, but I could just always remember being like, why do they do this? I never remember believing in Santa Claus or Easter Bunny or any of that stuff. Like, even as a little, I remember when I was 5 years old, I remember certain little scenes in my mind. And it doesn't have to be traumatic scenes. I remember little things. Like, I remember before I was 5 years old, I was sitting on my aunt's lap and she had a leather jacket with strings, like these little strings on the shoulders. And I was so interested in those little strips, those leather strips. And she was saying, "You're going to be 5," and holding up her hand like this. And I was like, oh, 5. Okay, that means 5. So I remember before being 5 years old. There's a bunch of memories that I have, just like that. So when I think back to when I was just a little kid, I remember all these times, like being in school, like, this is weird. Standing in a single line, like, it just seemed weird to me. Why do they need to corral us like that? Just certain things, I just didn't feel right about being told what to do by teachers. And I would follow instructions and do what I was told because I'm just a kid, but I'm like, I don't like this whole system. It just feels weird to me. School never felt right to me. Church never felt right to me. All these things were very, I don't know, it just didn't seem right. Maybe in a past life I was like just a free human being and I didn't have to do anything like, maybe I lived in like the Amazon rainforest with a tribe or something and we just lived life. We just, we didn't go to grocery stores for food and we didn't pay taxes and we didn't have to do any of this stuff. We didn't have to watch propaganda on a television screen to be told what to be afraid of and what to hate in life, We just loved everybody and we just lived life to the fullest every single day, climbing coconut trees and hunting fish with spears. You know what I'm saying? That seems such like a utopia compared to what we have here. You say, oh yeah, you want to go live in a third world country? That's what they said to me. You want to go live in a third world country, man? I don't know. When you look around here, it kind of seems like a third world penitentiary, an open air prison, you know? And they're going to put flock cameras. Is that what they call them? They're going to put flock cameras all around now to where they see every move, give you a ticket because you didn't have your seatbelt on or you rolled through a stop sign. I don't know, bro. The Amazon rainforest tribal thing doesn't seem like a bad idea after all, you know? Chilling next to some waterfall, completely oblivious to the things that we're supposed to be mad at and enraged by. Yeah. I don't know. It's something to think about, you know?